Okay, now in this particular tutorial, I want to show you how you can read balance on the Solana blockchain, So let's jump into it because there are so many things that you need to know about Solana ecosystem. So I'm going to commit this code first. I'll call this, I'll just commit it and call it lesson 1 completed. Okay, so we have lesson 1 completed. So for lesson 2, let's call this say code 02 read. We're trying to read balance on it on this Solana ecosystem. So we want to say read balance, okay, .ts. So we're opening this here, so we have it here. All right, so the first thing we want to do is for us to read balance in Solana, you need to be able to connect to that blockchain. So that is basically common for any and every blockchain. You can't just read balance without connecting to the blockchain. So we say const connection. It's almost like MongoDB. You have to create this new connection, and this connection is coming from Solana Web3. So new connection, connection. Okay, so I have to import it manually because it's not automatically importing. So import this from @Solana / web3.js. Hope I got that correctly, but if I didn't, I can easily just copy this line and replace this, and let's click on import. Okay, so we can see connection. So it is saying that it can't find module corresponding to this. I don't know why it's misbehaving like that though, but let's save that. Okay, now I can't find it, probably because I haven't saved it before. Okay, so we have connection here. Okay, now when you want to connect to the blockchains, to Solana blockchain, there are variations of this blockchain. There is one for the mainnet, which everyone all over the world can interact with, where it holds the real money. When you have that token, you have it. You understand? And there is also what's it called? There's also DevNet, which is another network, another variation of the same blockchain, but for development purposes. Just like we have in Ethereum, where we have Ethereum mainnet, we have Sepolia, and we have the Goalie testnet. So, but these ones are called DevNet. Solana also have another one called testnet. Okay, and in the testnet, you have access to, it's for testing purposes. Okay, and I think in the testnet, data are not retained, so you can't just put something there and expect it to be forever. You understand? So occasionally it is reset. All right, so that is what you must know about the various nets or networks in the Solana blockchain ecosystem. Okay, so in connecting, we need to connect to each one of those blockchain network, but they are called clusters in Ethereum, in Solana. I keep mentioning Ethereum. I'm so used to Ethereum. So let's say cluster API URL. All right, and they have, you can see from this suggestion, we have DevNet, testnet, and mainnet-beta. Okay, it's still on development. So we say DevNet because we're carrying out some development task. And there's also local host. Okay, please pay attention to it. There's also local host connection. So when you're doing that, you have to reset this to connect to your local blockchain network. You will see that in subsequent part of this series. So, and there is an address that I want to target. Okay, this is my own public address, So we'll say const address. Want to say new. You need to convert that string into something called public key, okay, in Solana. So a public key. So I'm going to grab this public key and paste here. This is my public key for testing and development purposes. I don't put real money here. I don't yet have Solana token either. So just saying. So now, for you to know the balance in this wallet address, it is very easy. You call the next line of statement. Say balance of this wallet. You call this await function, and this connection that I've just established here, I'll call the dot get. You see so many methods that is here. Man, there is a lot of methods that are part of this connection, which you can call. You can call account information, block and all of that. But what we're interested in is get balance. So the get balance, you can pass in the public key of the account that you want to check. So this is the public key. I want to check this one. All right. And at the end of the day, you want to then log this out. You want to say console.log. Okay. You want to say the balance of the account is this of the balance of, you say something like this address is, and then you say balance. Yeah, maybe you can just put something like just log off, a completion. I think I can use one of these. Let's say check mark. I don't have a green check mark. Okay, so this right here. Come on, it didn't show up. Okay. Finally showed up here. So say done. All right, so if we should run this, then it will bring out something for us, but let me take you step by step on it. So I will run, remember that ES run that we installed. We'll say, I think I used npx before. Let's say yarn. Let's see how it works with yarn. And we'll say 02. Just click this tab and run this. Okay, it's running. All right, you can see the balance of this private key is this. Okay, this is the balance right here, but it is in lamp, lamp per port. No, lamp port per soul. So lamp port per soul is the smallest unit of the Solana native currency. Just like we have we in Ethereum, which is the smallest, denomination of the Ethereum, the Ethereum native currency. So is it with this Solana ecosystem. So we have that in Lamport, but we need to convert it to Solana so we can know the real value in Solana currency. So that is what we want to do. So to do that, we need to create another variable called it const sol balance. So the balance in Solana is equal to this balance that you got. You can divide it by something called lamp per sol. Lamp per sol is imported from this Solana. Okay, so this is the value of one Solana. So there are 1 billion lamp ports in one Solana. So one Solana is equal to 1 billion. So I'm basically dividing it by 1 billion 1 billion lamp port. I hope that makes sense to you. So when you do that mathematics, this is what you get. So this will become the value in Solana. So you have this. So we save that and let's run that again. Okay, so it is done, and you can see this account has about 18.97 Solana, in that public balance. So this is cool. And to an extent, this is great already. You can read the balance. However, there are some things I would like to improve about this. What about if you want to read a balance from a key pair, and stuff like that? Like if you remember, if I say code.env, you remember that we generated this key pair right here. So, and we don't quite have anything inside of it, right? So let's try something on it. Let's make some improvements right here. So the improvement I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that someone actually add this and want to be reading it from a key pair. I mean from a key pair instead of reading it by just putting it right here. This works, okay? This works just fine. In fact, what I would like to do is to duplicate this. Okay, I'm going to copy this and paste this. Paste it here, and I will call this copy read balance. I'll call it dot one. Okay, so this is a variation of it. I want to show you another way of doing this. Okay, so we have all of these things that we created before. So, but before we do any other thing, I want to first check if we have a public key string in case we are reading it from the blockchain. So I want to read it from a key pair. So a key pair it contains both your secret and your private key. So I want to show you how you can do that. So you can say something like const key pair is equal to process dot env dot this key pair here. Paste this. Okay, and let's comment this out, and we can just say log key pair. No, log this key pair. So let us run this to see. Okay, so dot one, run that and see. Okay, so it's showing undefined. Why it's showing undefined? I think we can run this with npx. It will be faster. Why I'm saying that. Let's do npx. Let's run that and see. Okay, so undefined without it showing multiple things. So why it's showing undefined is because I'm trying to call this process.env, but I haven't imported that .env package we installed earlier. So I'll say import .env / config. Okay, so /config. Okay, so once I import this, then let's run this again to see if everything is better now. Okay, so you see everything is better. I can read that environment variable. What about what happens if this thing is, or I don't have this key at all, but I'm trying to reference that? Let me cut that out and run this. You see, it's still undefined. So you want to pass in a fallback mechanism here to just return null if there is no key pair, such as the one that you just specified. So we have, you see, it's returning null, which is great. So when I return this, save that, run this again, it returns the key pair, which is cool. So now we've gotten one angle right. We want to protect, we want to make sure that some things are a lot cleaner. So want to check if there is a key pair. or not. So if we don't have a key pair, we want to literally just say want to log out something, and we say please provide a key pair. All right, so something like that, very simple. And you want to exit out with something like I'm going to say process dot exit. You want to exit out with 1. You can actually add some emojicon here to enhance this. You want to say, so we can put this here, say field. Okay, so say field, and we do that. So let's go back to this example where we don't have this here, and so we don't even do this again. We can just rely on that. Let's look at that. If it's a lot more, yep, it's a lot much better this way. So we have this, and if we do have that, then it's going to bypass this whole step. So after we've checked on this, the next thing I want to show you is how to read balance from the public key of a key pair. You understand? So we want to say we want to create this connection. Okay, so we want to create this connection again, and we want to open this. I want to say address, but this address is not going to be like this. We want to say get key pair, get key pair. I think we can just import it here. We have it, get key pair. So now it's not part of this package. There is a package that is responsible for this particular getting of the key pair. Okay, it's not under this Web3 package here. So I'm going to comment this out momentarily. I want to install this package called and add Solana at Solana-developer/helpers. So inside this package, you will find that get key pair thing, which will enable us to retrieve key pair from our .env, very clean, in a very clean way. So let's do that again. So here we have get. So we type in get key pair from environment. There is one key pair from file. If you are actually referencing a different file, that is not an environment variable. So I'm going to call this function. You see where it is, gotten from. It's gotten from this package we just installed, and the name of this key pair, you need to specify it, exactly. So the name is called key pair. So I'm going to put, key pair right here. And at this point, you can log this out to see, the address, to see if everything is all good. So we run this again to test it out. Okay, you can see that it grabbed that key pair and gave us, the public key and the secret key. Okay, the public key, this is literally an unsigned integer array format of the key. So this has to be converted into a way that you can understand, where people can easily understand it. So that is what needs to be done on that place. So with this, we're good. Let's move forward. Then you can invoke this cluster, and you can get this address. Okay, you can decide not to call it address again. You can call it key pair. Okay, you can call it address still. Let's just keep the address and call address public key. No, I'm doing something wrong. Public key. Okay, so then let's open this up and see how all that balanced at the end of the day. Okay, so let's run that and see if we do have some Solana tokens on that. We just created that account literally, so there's no way it's going to have any Solana token on it. So you can see, okay, so this address here, we also need to call this public key. We want to display public key as well. So you can see this is our public key here, and it doesn't have any, Solana token. This is cool. This is really cool and clean. And one more thing that I would like to do is actually add some token to this and see how it goes. So we can, there's a certain, let's go to the web interface and let me show you how it's done there. So this is how you you come to this place, you get, and this is faucet.solana.com. You enter your Solana public address and you select the amount that you want, which is this, and the maximum you can request for per an hour is 2 requests per an hour. So I've already exhausted mine. If I do it now, it's it's going to require this verification process, and once you're verified, then you will be sent that. But for my own, I've already been verified and I've been sent that 2 times. And if I run this line of code again, you see that before I didn't have any Solana token at all, but you can see now I do have 10 Solana tokens in this devnet. So men and brethren, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you get that whole thing straightened up. So I'm going to remove this because it's not needed anymore. So straighten this up, and this is a script for you to check or to check any balance of any account in the entire block Solana ecosystem. I'll see you in the next part of this tutorial, but before that, let me just commit this, say lesson 2 completed. Boom. All right, so I'll see you in the next tutorial.